guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Bex, and this is today I'm doing a AUTHORTUBE Newbie Tag. I of course am new to the AUTHORTUBE community, and I come across a video of Meg Latorre's Iwriterly Newbie Tag Challenge. I think she's the one that came up with it. Not real sure, but anyway, there are 13 questions, and let's get into them. Okay, I'm going to pull them up on my phone, so if you see me looking down or sideways, I'm just reading the questions. So, number 1, how did you find out about AUTHORTUBE? Like many of you, I was up late at night, couldn't sleep, so I turned on YouTube and started typing in things like that I was interested in. And at that time, I was very interested in learning how to write a novel. So I entered in writer tips, and of course, Jenna Moreci was one of the first ones that come up, so I watched her. Let's see. Second question: what genres do you write in? Pretty much anything dark and twisty. I mean, I don't know. I know that I've written. When I was younger, I wrote a little bit about, or in the genre of like a YA, but I kind of steered clear of that. Since reaching adulthood, I tend to write more adult-geared novels. A lot of them have to do more in the thriller or suspense genres. I'm a big, huge fan of Stephen King, Clive Barker, those kind of books, those kind of authors. So let's go on to the next question. Okay, pulling it up again. Sorry, guys. What is your preferred writing tense, point of view, and category of story? I think I kind of go back and forth from third person limited, sometimes first person, depending on the genre, depending on the character. That's where I kind of get it from, and I do like past tense writing a lot. I'm struggling a little bit with the first person POV, but I'm learning. So I guess each character, each book, I will figure that out as I go. So the fourth question, number 4, are you a plotter, pantser, or plantser? I like to think of myself as a plotter because I love making lists and whatnot. But I've come to find out that I'm more of a fly by the seat of my pants kind of girl. I can't help it. I have been trying to combine the two, so I guess maybe I am more of a plantser. I do tend to plot out a little bit ahead of time, but for the most part, fly by the seat of my pants. Next question. Let's see here. Are you a self-published, published, or yet to be published? I am yet to be published. It'll happen. It'll happen, guys. Just keep watching me. What publishing company, literary agent, or printing company are you represented by or use? If you are not yet published, what is your dream publishing house and or literary agent? You know, I haven't even got that far, so I'm taking it one step at a time. I don't want to see too much into the future right now, and I'm sure when I get to that step in my journey that I will be doing a ton of research, and then maybe I can check back with you and give you an answer then. The next question on the list, number 7, what AUTHORTUBE related videos can we expect to find on your channel? Well, pretty much all things related to writing, I'm down for it. I'm a pretty creative person. I do have a lot of other creative avenues that I like to experiment with. I do like crafts and DIYs, and I'm a nana, so there may be some just kind of lifestyle things, experiences. It's going to be a great journey, but most of all, I'm trying to put forth videos and make content about writing because that is where I want to be in life. I want to go on this journey beginning to end, kind of endure all the good, the bad, and the ugliness of it, and eventually I'll find my spot where I fit in. Mostly I think my channel will kind of encompass the writing journey, mine especially. So next question here, it says, do you schedule, oh, I'm sorry, I skipped a question. Number 9, what was the first story that you ever wrote? I did skip number 8, guys, so I'll loop back to that one. Number 9, what was the first story you ever wrote? Let's see. I'm sure that, like in elementary school, I'm sure that I wrote tons of stories. But the one that sticks out in my mind the most is probably when I was in my mid to late 20s. I wrote a story that really kind of encompassed my relationships growing up. It was a story called The Fabulous Five, and it was about five girls and basically a coming of age story. Unfortunately, I did finish it. Unfortunately, I moved and ended up losing a lot of it and haven't yet had time to revisit it. Okay, so looping back to question number 8. When did you start writing? I started writing at a young age. It wasn't always books. I started out writing more like short stories, poems, songs, lyrics, limericks, whatever. And I remember specifically writing a poem when I was probably in the 4th grade or so. And I can still remember every word to this day. And it scared the bejesus out of my teacher, who happened to find it. And that's for another video. But it really kind of encompassed the style of writing that I do today. So I was pretty young when I started writing. The next question, we're going down to question number 10 now. What, like Stephen King, I haven't. Number 10, what authors have inspired your writing the most? I would say that when I was younger, probably the 5th or 6th grade, I had an amazing teacher, and he would read to us out of, he read us The Hobbit, J.R.R. Tolkien. He read us Dear Mr. Henshaw. I wish I could remember the author of that book. He also read us Shepherd of the Hills. These were the stories that first caught my attention, the authors that first caught my attention. And it wasn't necessarily a book at that time that I would have picked up for myself. Up until about 6th or 7th grade, I was still reading a lot of childhood books. But my tastes, have changed over the years, as most of ours do. But I have always circled back to that spooky thriller suspense type genre. I love Stephen King, love Clive Barker. One of my all-time favorite books is The Thief of Always. If you haven't read it, you've got to check it out, seriously. Moving on, sorry guys. I know that I talk a lot, but you'll learn to love that about me. Let me look over here at this question. Where were we? Okay, so we're on question number 11. Do you schedule your writing sessions or simply get to writing whenever you find the time? I guess that's kind of a up in the air thing right now, because I do write a lot, as often as I can, and sometimes it's like I can't sleep at night, so I get up and I just empty out my brain. I just do a huge brain dump onto a page, and sometimes it becomes something great, and sometimes I just toss it in the trash. But for the most part, I'm trying to implement a writing routine, schedule, if you will. Where did that come from? Back into the question, just want to use a blend of those, and where do you write in general? Well, for the most part, all my life, I have literally just been a pen and paper kind of girl. It didn't matter if it was a napkin, a small scrap sheet of paper, a Post-it, an index card, loose leaf paper, whatever paper I could get my hands on when the mood struck or when the idea hit. I would just grab a paper and start writing. So I've kind of kept with that over the years. I'm a bit of a technophobe. So, typing, I never took typing, so I'm not really that great at it. I'm a hunt and peck kind of girl. So basically, to answer that question, I think I'm more of a pen and paper type girl. Question number 13, the last question. What are you most looking forward to now that you are a part of AuthorTube? I think the camaraderie, the community. I just want other writer, author friends, people that I can, have a sounding board with, because I live in such a small town, and there's not a lot of, it's not that there's not a lot of creative people. There are tons of creative people, but not so much on the writing side that I've found. It's it's something that I'm really, really looking forward to, is just making friendships, making connections, learning and honing the craft of writing, and building that foundation of good writing friends who I can learn from and hopefully, make friends with. And I think that was all the questions. If I missed a question, I apologize. Let me see here. Did I miss a question? Let's see. I think I got them all, but just to add one to it, I think I'm going to kind of add an extra one on here and tell you that what writers on AuthorTube that had inspired me to kind of get in the game. So I'd like to give a shout out to Jenna Moreci. Totally enjoyed your content. You are hilarious. Love you to pieces. Vivien Reis. I learned so much from you, and not just the eaten by zombies. I just had a blast watching you and learning from you. I found you to be very informative. And, there's so much information out there, misinformation included on the YouTube or whatever, in the writing community. I'm not sure how it all works, but I did learn a lot from Vivien Reis. I learned a lot from Jenna Moreci. I learned so much from Ellen Brock, who is actually a freelance editor. But if you want to know the ins and out of editing, I suggest you go check out her channel, Ellen Brock. And actually, I just found a author in the community, Kate Cavanaugh. So I want to give her a shout out. Because of you and Jenna and Vivien and Ellen, I have decided to take this journey as well. So my sincere thank yous to all of you, and to anyone that wants to do the Newbie Author Tag Challenge, or reverse that, the AuthorTube Newbie Challenge. Feel free. The links are in the description box below. And happy writing. Till next time.